I'm doing this vlog called Ode to Stay Home Moms. In 2024, while visiting a nearby church, a deacon handed me a Chinese fortune cookie at the end of a meeting. I cracked it open and found a note announcing his wife's third pregnancy. I've known them since 2011, right after college, and I watched the family and careers grow. So when I visited again in 2025, I learned that his wife had stepped away from her job to raise the three young children. I was surprised. This isn't meant as a critique of women who pursue their careers, whether by choice, necessity, or both. It's simply a reminder that choices made later in life comes with competing responsibilities. And as I think about my own wife, who spent 25 years as a stay-at-home mom and is now battling a serious illness, I've been reflecting on the women who step away from work to raise their children full time. In a record-breaking memoir, Becoming, former First Lady Michelle Obama describes her pre-White House life as follows.
As a full-time working mom with a spouse who was often away from home, I became well acquainted with the juggle many women know, trying to balance the needs of my family with the demands of my job.
This tension has been explored in many books, but none more prominently than Sheryl Sandberg's Lean In, 2013, written before the tragic loss of her husband. One reviewer summarized Sandberg's message this way.
Don't lean back before you need to. Don't decline promotions or opportunities because you might have kids someday. Doing so, she argues, will leave you miserable when you actually do.
But Michelle Obama pushed back. During a book tour, she said, it's not always enough to lean in, and she called the idea that women can have equality at home and at work at the same time a lie. And coming from her, a Harvard-trained lawyer who could have built a powerful career, that's significant. Once her husband became president, Ms. Obama essentially became a stay-at-home mom, and she said many times that she identified first as Malaya and Sasha's mom. So if you're a woman caught in this dilemma, whose advice do you follow, Sandberg's or Obama's? The truth is, beyond public debates, real families face real constraints. Life rarely fits ideological categories, and Christian families must make decisions through prayer, not politics. Take my two cousins, both highly educated, both married with kids. One leans left and is a stay-at-home mom to three children. Her husband's profession makes this possible. There's a cousin who once served on staff at a conservative church and likely leans right, is the sole breadwinner for her family with two children. According to stereotype, it should be the opposite, right? But life doesn't follow stereotype. As the scripture says, you do not know what tomorrow will bring. I've seen this personally. Both of my siblings lost their spouses when their kids were very young, less than 4. Whatever plan they had were replaced by a simple prayer. Lord, give us this day our daily bread. Sometimes the prayer isn't for the next 10 years, it's for the next 10 minutes. My working cousin would love to stay home, but her husband's health issues, at least at the outset, made that impossible. And many years ago, my lawyer cousin and her husband adopted a baby from overseas, delaying any return to her career. In both cases, their focus wasn't on career wins or losses. It was on raising children who love God and love others. Families navigate work and home differently. Sometimes economics nudge the dads to stay home. Sometimes circumstances force the moms to do everything. What should matter most to Christian parents is modeling a genuine faith in the Lord to our children. Ultimately, whether to have children is a personal decision to be made with much prayer. Of course, I'm biased toward having them, and it seems God is too. What's undeniable is that when too many couples decide not to have children, as we are seeing in developed countries like Spain and South Korea, society eventually began to unravel as birth rates fall below the replacement level of 2.1. South Korea, for instance, is at 0.8. That is very dangerous level. But once we have children, the responsibility of raising them rests on us. And the goal of Christian parenting isn't to raise next Bill Gates or Sheryl Sandberg. It is to raise sons and daughters who love God and obey Him. And there's no work more valued, more vital, or more difficult than that. In the end, the question is not whether we lean or lean back, but whether we kneel. And I pray for that couple every Friday that the husband's practice prospers so that they can live on one income while the wife, along with the husband, is dedicated to raising their children in the Lord.